Hello. Recently, I watched a video from Master Shredder, and it was a live stream, and Live Your Dream Media was on chatting to him. And Master Shredder was talking about how at this point we become sort of in some ways desensitized by the things that we fight for. And in this particular case is what Cecil done and what he admitted to doing. And it didn't fully become apparent. The dog didn't play with the bone all flipping day, and now that I'm talking and doing a video, she decides to play with the bone. But we'll have to work through that. Now I'm flipping lost. Yeah, but I mean, like, I didn't realize how desensitized I have become until recently. I watched a video, or there was a number of live streams, and this involves. Will you stop, like? This involves the lolcow universe. Now, if you don't know what the lolcow universe is, it is a network that was set up by Keemstar, who runs 24/7 shows. So there's different channels. There's Local Live, who is Keemstar, Boogie 2988, Wings of Redemption. Local Queens, Tina D, who's a friend of Angie Grandpa, and some other lady now, which used to be Becky Boop, and there's all sorts. There's lolcow nerds, lolcow tech, lolcow lots of different things. So these run 24/7 and stuff. But it was recently found out that one of the hosts on one of the shows, who was called CD-ROM, had a very not so nice friend. A friend that has been for a number of years going onto game servers and saying inappropriate things to young people, if you know what I'm saying. Inappropriate communications. Now, as far as the evidence goes, that is it. And that is bad enough. That's fucked. But CD-ROM was kind of... he's a religious man, right? He's a religious man, and he believes in redemption. And this flipping hits me a little bit too, and makes me feel a wee bit flipping guilty as well. He believes in some sort of redemption, so instead of contacting the police, he would report these incidents to his mother, and then lock down his servers to 18 plus to stop him. The thing was, he admitted that he remained a friend and still remains a friend. Now, there was no Cecil stuff, right? None of that Cecil stuff, but inappropriate communications. Well, it goes a little bit deeper than that. Getting young people to do certain things. If you know where I'm coming from here, it's fucked. But this CD-ROM believed in some sort of path of redemption for this guy, even though this guy done these things for years. And recently, the whole LCU has imploded on itself because everybody is calling this guy out. This guy is actually fired from the network, but the amount of anger that I've seen from the host of those lolcow shows made me think I've become really, really sensitized to what Cecil did. Do you know, I used to be, because every so often I would go through the confession video again to keep myself online with what we're supposed to be doing here. And that's the thing. But then sometimes we go through the confession video and we just don't, you know what I mean? We don't deeply think of what actually Cecil is saying in the video. Now, CD-ROM, his life on the internet is now fucked. Just for standing up for this other guy. And then, when you think about it, Cecil's getting away with a wee bit too much. Do you know? We're reaching out to Cecil for some sort of redemption and that. And I remember one time, Master Shredder says that I must be a better person than him or a stronger person than him because I believe in some sort of a path of redemption or hoping for change, but he wants him in jail. Maybe I'm the fucking retard here. You know, maybe I should fucking apologise because when you look at the history of 10 or plus years, where's the change? Where is that change from Cecil? Where is that little bit of hope of some sort of redemption? And then I have to put my hand up as well because I actually found Cecil's Facebook pages a long time ago, and there's one image on there of a very young girl and somebody replying a big heart or something. So there's something to say that Cecil he done things way back when he was 15, 16, 17. This picture stuck in my head all this time and I didn't say anything about it. And it only has come up recently because Master Shredder brought it up. Why I didn't say anything is another flipping thing. You know, I don't want to bring the picture on screen because it looks like it's a person underage. It's a kind of a cheerleader kind of thing. I knew about that. I knew about that photograph. And I don't know why I didn't do anything about it. But it flipping bugged me all this time. And that picture, I don't know when he uploaded that picture. It's the last number of years. That makes me think that there's no Cecil's still the person that he is. I suppose after a couple of years you stop getting angry because you can't get angry all the time or something. I don't know. I'm questioning what way are we supposed to react? Do you know? Because I looked at some of these live streams today involving this CD-ROM and this other guy, his friend, and these hosts from the local universe. They're flipping, some of them are crying, some of them are getting angry and storming off their set and needing a breather to come back in, you know, and then some people are calling them every name under the fucking sun and that, and it turned into pure chaos. And that was with inappropriate communications. But Cecil's done 10 times worse than that. And this isn't happening. And I'm questioning that. Why? Why is it not happening? Brings me to another point. And that involves Master Shredder. Myself and Master Shredder, for a while, stopped uploading because Cecil wasn't uploading. We can't do that anymore. Because look at our views now. Our views are fucked. We're not getting views. I'm not getting notifications at all. Now, I'm not doing this for money. I'm not doing this for clout. I'm not monetized on this channel. I'm monetized on my other channel that's completely separate from any of this. You know, when you take a break, it looks like YouTube stops putting out your videos. and stops giving notifications, because I noticed that Master Shredder has a slight drop in views as well. But I'm not getting notifications, and my views are way down. And I'm nearly sure it's because we both took a break for a certain period of time where Cecil wasn't doing anything, only putting up covers of songs. I think this is a lesson that we need to put something out every week. It doesn't matter what it is. But with all this bits and pieces of fighting, firearms controversy and all the rest of it, we still have to, every so often with new people, we still have to go back and cover the original reason why we're here. And I know it's sometimes hard to go through these videos and stuff like that, but we got to. The other thing is, we're down here. We're way down here on fucking YouTube. People like the local universe, which I don't support anymore because there's too much shady shit going on. They're up here. H3 is way up here. But nobody sees us. Nobody sees Cecil. Nobody sees us. There's nothing. There is a little bit of a way out of this one. That's if people will cover this. There is a number of people from the Lulcon universe that have left, or have been fired, or have for some reason have left the universe and started up their own channels. Savage Media was one of them, and she actually I'm going to think out loud here. She has a connection with that what was that woman that Cecil was flipping in contact with? The crazy lady. Tam Tam. Her and Tam Tam get on pretty well. I haven't thought this fucking through. But we need to sort of worm in Cecil into some of these little crevices here in order for it to sort of branch out a little bit. I think more people need to hear about Cecil. At the end of the day, Cecil isn't known about. Is only known with it in a small little circle. We haven't broke through YouTube at all. My main channel has nearly 3,000 subscribers. It hasn't broke through the YouTube universe yet. It's still fucking hidden too. So, we have to think, who can we connect with to spread awareness? That's what we have to think. Because at the moment, we are actually being stunted. I'm being stunted, Master Shredder's being stunted, because we did take a break. But hopefully we'll get back up there. But even if we do, we're still under the radar. Nobody sees what's happening. You know? But nobody's called me out for flipping. Nobody's called me out for wishing some sort of redemption on Cecil. And maybe it's because I believe that he should get his flipping, justice should be served as well, kind of thing. I don't know. Because judging from what I'm thinking and hoping for some sort of redemption, even though I don't like the guy, the reaction from these other people about CD-ROM, whose friend was having inappropriate communications with minors, it's completely night and day. These people were fucking losing their shit. calling CD-ROM the scum of the earth and fuck you, and I hope you never get married, I hope you never have children, and I hope you have a shitty Christmas and everything. It's, should I, I'm thinking, but then again, CD-ROM was covering up for him too. Do you know? I, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm not. What the way I'm thinking is, I don't necessarily believe that there's some sort of path to redemption because there's too much time. It's gone on for 10 years. There's no flipping improvement. But a redemption would be good. But at the same time, fuck the guy. You know? And sometimes when I'm sitting and nothing else to think about, and I think about the things that Cecil said in those videos, I do get hurt. And I try to keep it off the camera, if you know what I mean. Because at the end of the day, there's those girls, you know what I mean? Those girls got hurt, you know what I mean? Their path to adulthood was polluted by the actions of Cecil and his brother. And he turns around and he blames them. And they're just kids. That's fucked up. We have to sometimes stop and put the things into perspective. Cecil is blaming us for altering the videos that he said that he admitted to doing inappropriate things to his relatives that were children when he was supposed to be babysitting him at 15, 16, 17, and those kids were 8 and 10. And they were the instigators? No. We all fucking know this, but we sometimes when we say these things, we don't think deeply about it. When you think deeply about it, the reason why we don't think deeply about it and we're sometimes desensitized to it is because we have to protect our sanity. You can't get angry all the fucking time. But at the end of the day, when you think about it, it's fucked. And this guy is walking the streets, he's getting away with all this shit, and he's constantly on the internet calling us fucking liars. Thankfully, there's nobody supporting Cecil. Just some stupid channel who's not going to go anywhere. This local defense group, they're not going to get anywhere. Trust me on that. And it brings me back to music, copyright music. You can't cover their videos because they have copyrighted music. They already got a copyright claim on it. If you bring up their video and react to that, you'll get a copyright claim as well. And copyright claimed videos usually get suppressed. You know? So, I'm not too worried about them. Do you know? But at the end of the day, our message to people that are around us, that message is quite clear. Do you know? And we're not just hunting the guy down just for the sake of hunting some guy down. He admitted to doing things to children. I know I'm saying things that we already fucking know, but I'm saying it with depth. You know? And sometimes it gets lost when we, for a long period of time we're covering other stupid shit that he gets up to online. You know? But Cecil, there's other people out there that have done really bad shit. And they've got they got punished way more than Cecil has. When you think about myself, even Master Shredder, as much as Master Shredder says I want this guy in jail, he still is leaving that small little path open for some sort of redemption. Because at the end of the day, we're looking for some sort of resolution. Do you know, Order of Magnitude and his wife were given advice out as well on opening some sort of path to redemption. They were affected by it too. I mean, like, you know, there was a number of times Order of Magnitude was really upset. His wife was really upset a number of times too. It's a, you know, it affects pretty deep, you know. And this guy is just taking it as a joke. Cecil is just gooning on us. He's just making it out to be a big joke, calling us fucking liars and that, even though, you know, nobody's listening to him. But at the end of the day, he's just fucking laughing at us. A guy that fucking done inappropriate things to children. And, you know, I don't know, I'm just thinking out loud, because I've just been watching this other shit show go down with the local universe and this CD-ROM, who is a very religious guy, and he believed in some sort of path to redemption and shit like that. That's why he only reported things to his mother and not the police. And that didn't go down so good. Do you know? His religion believed in forgiving people. Well, there's certain things that you just can't. There's just certain things that you can't. Do you know? Do you know, there's parents out there that have forgiven the killers of their children. I've never heard of parents forgiving somebody for doing inappropriate things to their children. I've never heard of that. So that you know, that's sort of on another level. At the end of the day, we need to up the game somehow, and we need more people. We need more people with more reach to help us. We need to get into those little cracks, and, you know, because at the end of the day, there's nothing else going to happen. There's going to be a couple of there's going to be videos where Cecil says really stupid shit, and I'm going to do a video on it and take the piss and stuff. And then we're going to go back to, you know, the confession video again at some point. It just keeps going around in circles, and that's what we've been doing the last couple of years. Yes, we've made progress and stuff, but we need something monumental to break the cycle here, because we are in a cycle. The cycle got bigger and better, but we're still in a cycle. We need to snap out of this one. You know, we need connections. You know, there's a lot of these flipping channels that even do drama and stuff like that. They won't touch this shit. You know, that's the problem. That's the problem. Because when you look at, you know, if you were a first time viewer and reacting to Cecil's confession video, it's pretty shocking. I remember the first time Order of Magnitude put it on his channel, I'm going, holy shit, oh my god. And at the same time, a bit upset, because I'm an emotional person. I don't like seeing people get hurt and stuff like that. And then, you know, a mixture of anger and being upset and stuff like that. Obviously, we can't be angry and upset all the time. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to get the job done. That's why police officers have to desensitize themselves to certain things. You know, even the fire brigade. Do you know? I don't know. We need. I know we've been doing a great job, and I know Master Shredder is up there when it comes to keeping the foot on Cecil's neck and stuff like that. But to be honest with you, we need something. We need a different. We need a path of. We need something to take. We need to take something out of the ordinary, out of the bag, to get out of this one, because otherwise we're going to be going around in circles again. I'm going to be covering Cecil talking about the confession video again. We've already done that many times. You know, say the fundamentals of all of this is the confessions of what he done. He confessed it all on YouTube. And you know what? The frustrating thing here is we didn't have to do very much work, because Cecil told us everything. He has to be the dumbest person on the internet. He told us everything. Some of these other people, you have to go digging deep. You have to go digging really, really deep and do a lot of flipping, research, and use a lot of time to get the dirt on some of these people and that. Cecil hands us on a plate. We don't have to do any research at all. We just have to just react to his video. And he just, I don't know. He's one of the dumbest people I've ever met on the internet. And he's still, you know what, he's still on the internet. The thing is, he's still on the internet. He's still, he's still, you know what, the very fact that he's on the fucking internet is a message. You can do inappropriate things to children and still survive on the internet. That's the message Cecil is at this moment in time. We need to stop that. We fucking really need to stop this. You know? I'll still do videos, but we need something fucking else here. We definitely do. You know? And, I'm grateful for all the support that's on this channel and stuff. There's something flipping wrong on my computer. Sometimes I can't comment. When somebody writes a comment, I sometimes write a comment back, and I can't send. It writes over the writing below or something. I don't know what's wrong with my computer sometimes. So sorry but I try to heart all the comments and stuff like that. We need something else, folks. We need something big. We need to, Cecil at this moment in time is sort of in a comfort zone. There's often these times where he's crapping himself and that. But at the end of the day, he just gets away with it afterwards. We scared the shit out of him for a little while, and then it's back to normal. That needs to stop happening. That needs to stop happening. And the thing is, if he breaks TOS, he needs to be reported for TOS. Many times over the flipping years, that guy has broken TOS, terms of service, on YouTube. How come? There's questions I sometimes have to ask, and I'm frustrated, right? How did a guy, Cecil, get away with saying on the internet to a young person to off themselves? And when you off yourself, film it, because I want to watch that shit. How the fuck is he still on the internet after saying something like that? Please, someone explain this shit to me, because I don't fucking know here. I'm not frustrated with the community. I'm just frustrated in general, because there's so many examples of stuff like that that Cecil has just got away with scot-free. He's got a couple of flipping strikes and that, but how the fuck is he still on the internet for with these? That's one of many examples. Do you know? Do you know? But at the end of the day, him still on the internet means we can still keep an eye on him. Because if he's off the internet, we don't know what he's doing. Do you know? And maybe that's the reason why people don't flag inappropriate behaviour. I mean, like, the confession videos in the first place? There's many of them. There's more than fucking one. How did he not get flagged for that shit? Can somebody fucking answer me that? Because I would love to fucking know. Do you know? How did he get away with that shit? Admitting on the internet that he done inappropriate things to children that he was babysitting when he was 15, 16, 17 and living with his aunt. Well, his mum's cousin. But he considered her. I nearly know it all by heart to this fucking point. But how did that get fucking past YouTube? Did people just sit back? I don't know. I'm not blaming anybody for not reporting it. Maybe it was reported. I don't know. And maybe YouTube's not doing their job properly. I don't flipping know. These things I ask to myself sometimes. I'm sorry, I'm just thinking out loud. But anyway, if anybody has some fucking ideas or some sort of deeper connections, or can we worm into ex-Local Live members or ex-Local Live hosts? I don't even know if these co-hosts want to cover fucking Cecil because it's that bad. I don't know. We need a new plan. We need a new plan. I know this firearms thing is a thing, but I mean, like, it was a thing before. But if something becomes of the firearm thing, that's the firearm thing dealt with, but we're still left with this other thing. I'm confused here. Do you know? Because at the end of the day, I'm the main object of the why I'm here is the kid thing. It's not the firearm thing. It's not driving without due care and attention. But these are things that you can sort of use, maybe, to bring more attention to the police, that there's other things that you need to look into or something. I don't know. You know, and I don't live in America, so I don't flipping know. But sorry, folks, for fucking offloading my brain on the internet here. And if anybody, I'm just saying right now, if anybody is offended by my statements that I've said a number of times, that we're looking for some sort of resolution or a redemption of some kind, if that offends you, I'm fucking sorry. Because do I believe that there's some sort of redemption at this point? I don't. But I'd like to think that there would be at some point. Because who the fuck wants... I'd rather a redemption than a continuation of this shit. I'd rather somebody change their fucking ways than continue doing this shit. That's my frame of thought. But if I upset anybody, I don't think I have. If I upset people, they would tell me in the comments. I hope I'm not surrounded by just yes people. You know? You know? I would still hope for some sort of redemption, because I don't know what else to do. He's not been fucking arrested. He's not been brought to justice by the fucking legal system. you know, and if there was some sort of redemption, I still wouldn't fucking believe him because he's a fucking serial liar. It would take a couple of years before I would wash my hands off this situation altogether and say, okay, Cecil, I'm going to delete all my videos. Have a nice life. That would take fucking years. That's not going to happen, folks. It's not. It's not. No matter how much I try to paint possibly a lovely, a happy ever after fucking resolution to this, it's not going to happen. It hasn't happened the last 10 years. It's not going to happen for the next 10 years. I have to sometimes think and say, listen, last 10 years, nothing's happened. Nothing's improved. What makes you think that the next 10 years is going to be different? Because I like to see if there's... I like to have some sort of hope that a resolution can be found in some kind of way. But I'm not saying that I believe that this is going to happen, because at this point I don't. I wish it would happen, but I don't believe that it would. You know? But as I said before, we need a new strategy here, because this isn't working. Yes, more people are fucking aware of it, but not enough. We're under YouTube. We're not even in the YouTube universe at all. We're suppressed. We're in underneath that. And more so the last while, because we're not getting very many views, because we took a break. Fuck's sake. Anyway, hope you enjoyed my rant. I'm sorry it wasn't flipping me taking the piss out of Cecil doing stupid shit. But sometimes we have to sit down and think, what can we do different? Because when you're doing things for a long period of time, there is periods of time where you have to stop and think. Where can we improve? What can we do differently? What should we not do? What should we do? Etc. I think that time has come. Talk to you soon. Bye.